This is the mother of all understanding on learning and wisdom, right? How the hell do we get from not knowing something to being so wise? And how do some people have so many insights when other people don't? Why does someone have knowledge when other people don't? This is like one of my favorite graphical explanations ever, okay? And I'm gonna take you through it. It's data, information, knowledge, insight, wisdom, right? Those graphs are amazing. I'm gonna explain them quickly. Data is basically totally irrelevant, so we can park that aside. That's just basically bits of data as it is, and it's not really anything. Information is where it starts because we get information thrown at us all the time through social media, through reading, through watching the news, through using our phones, everything. That's information coming to us. But that's irrelevant because information is everywhere, right? That it's not actually being absorbed in our brain. It's only when it turns into knowledge. And now you'll understand by looking at this graph what knowledge actually is. Knowledge is linking information together. So that is when you actually know something. So or when you actually link it back to experience or things that you've done in your life. Your brain works in that way. It hooks on to different pieces of knowledge. And there's 3 questions that I always ask to kind of turn anything from information to knowledge. And I have them right here in front of me on a post-it note. Is how can I use this? Why must I use this? And when will I use this? Right, I got this from Jim Quick. He's a brain expert. And how can I use this? So if I've got information, right, and I'm like, where can I use this? What is this going to be used for? These are the 3 questions that turn information to knowledge, right? They're really good questions. Just try it. Just anytime you go through Instagram or you're scrolling or you're reading a book or anything, just ask those 3 questions and it will turn the information into knowledge and it will turn it into something which is going to be useful, right? And when you start building knowledge, you have loads of different connections in your brain. Then after knowledge is insight. And insight is when you think you've got an idea and you're like, oh damn, that clicked, I got that. Or, I see something that other people don't see. So when your knowledge in loads of different areas builds up over time, you gain insight. And insight is different points connecting. So, Steve Jobs was really creative, and creative people have this ability where they see so many different ideas and they can link them together in different ways. And that is insight. That's saying, crap, I can see how this point is linked to this point, right? And that's when you've built up the knowledge. And remember, knowledge is built from information and actually using that information or having a purpose for that information, right? And then that knowledge is turned into insight when you see 2 points connecting together. But you can't have those 2 points connecting together. You can't have that insight or that aha moment or that wow moment or that yes, I get it moment unless you build your knowledge. So if you're in your career at the moment and you're thinking, how do some people come up with ideas or they think much better than I do? It's because they actually understand the knowledge. They just haven't read it or, it's not information for them. It's actually knowledge. It's ingrained in them. And then the last point is wisdom. And this is amazing because we think that, people have this amazing wisdom and they just understand things. Wisdom is essentially, thinking what someone 10, 15 years would do, but acting on it now. That's my kind of definition of wisdom, is knowing what you would have done with all the information, but acting on it now. And wisdom is connecting loads of different insights. So now you've got revelations, you understand something, and they say you're a wise person. And that is when you've gained wisdom. So when information turns into knowledge, turns into insight, then turns into wisdom. And wisdom is when you can start giving advice and you just know it. You are that person, you're a wise person, you just know the answer. Someone doesn't even need to tell you or question you to prod you to see if you know it. You just know it. You're a wise person. You've been there, even if you haven't been there, right? And you're learning from other people's mistakes, which means you've collected knowledge from other people and how they've operated, and that comes from reading books, right, and diving down the author's kind of world, and that is wisdom. So I hope that helps. They honestly changed a lot about the way I learn and how I saw learning. I thought I knew a lot of information and I thought I was already quite wise, but as I saw this graph and how everything linked together, it kind of clicked, and now I can see how I can get wiser.